Welcome everyone to ScienceWerkz Connections. I'm your host, Dr. Mark Salata, and I want to help you get the most out of your ScienceWerkz resources. Today's connection is for our friends in the Gulf region, and I got this report here from a Houston affiliate. The 2020 Atlantic hurricane season might be the busiest in 10 years. We're all very concerned about that. So for those of you who've gotten your resources, your ScienceWerkz resources, you may have gotten weather and climate. And you'll notice that in weather and climate on page 10, there's a weather data page. Now in this case, we use a past hurricane, Hurricane Francis, that was over Florida on September 5th, 2004 as a case study. And you can see if you tap on a zoom here, there it is right over Florida on September 5th. And if you go for more at the bottom of this page, you'll find 3 resources, these images. There are some questions here that are nice guided questions for the students to read through and answer. But I'd like to take it a little bit further with them. If I was working with them at a distance, I would probably utilize all 3 of these and have some very simple questions to ask for them, of them to answer. And they can answer them on their own or in pairs in breakout rooms, and then come back and we can all list them together. So let's take a look at this one, tap the zoom. Questions that would come out with like, what do you take away from this? What is this information providing you as the viewer? And what can you say about the different colors? What does this track mean based on its? You can have other questions that they may come up with. So what are they curious about here in the information? 3,929 sites. What does that mean? You know, students can come up with many questions about this particular one. This image here of the actual hurricane, you can ask them about what patterns do they see. Some things that stick out to me are these trails, lines coming out here. And then also on the opposite side, it looks like they're possibly a little bit further apart versus there's many of them on this side. So there's a lot of different questions you look at for patterns. What do they observe in this? And what can they make out of it? And then the last one, which is plays off, I would go in this order. Take a look at that. It's a very similar shape and of the other image that you had, but of course the colors are giving us certain information. What information is it giving? Take a look at what patterns are shown here. Where the yellow, a lot of large yellow and orange on this side of this center area, but not on this side. And so it's an asymmetric. Where would you draw a line for the asymmetry? And what does that mean? So plenty of questions that can come up from just this one subpage in weather and climate. I would ask students possibly to take a look at other hurricanes that they can find in the past and images like this, and see if they can put together a slide deck of these similar kinds of images, and what kinds of conclusions can they make based on the evidence that they've collected. What conclusions can they make about hurricanes and in this particular area? And that's the ScienceWerkz connection for today, but I wanted to remind you to, if you haven't already gotten this particular book, you can always go here and utilize this claim code, and you can get 5 titles of ScienceWerkz, one of them being weather and climate. If you already have gotten it, please reach out to me in the NODMA community Facebook page if you wanted to add on to these titles, or if you have any other questions, you can go down to the NODMA community Facebook page right here and drop in a question. Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you the next time.